Hi, today is the 7th day of the 2nd week that I have been taking high dose iodine every day in the hope of treating and maybe even of curing my hypothyroidism. This week I've been taking 25 milligrams every day, and from tomorrow I'll be upping the dose to 37.5 milligrams of iodine. So it'll be interesting to see what happens then. But this week's been really interesting. On Thursday, which was the 3rd day of me taking the higher dose 25 mg, I started to get more strong symptoms, the detoxification symptoms. I had disturbed sleep. I woke up earlier than I should have done, couldn't get back to sleep, which meant that I was quite tired during the day. But in addition to that, had the sort of dizziness and brain fog that you get with this detox process. And then on Friday, it was similar, but it was even worse really. I felt really dizzy and I was doing a bit of cleaning. I couldn't face it. And it wasn't because I didn't feel as if I wanted to go back to bed. I wasn't tired in that way, even though I had actually had quite disturbed sleep the night before. But I just felt that I had no energy. I just could not get round to doing the simplest of chores because I was so weary. I had to sit down. I kept having to sit down on the couch and think about it. And it's not because I was procrastinating, I just did not have the energy. And eventually I did the salt loading procedure, and that did seem to help. You know, once I started drinking lots of water, maybe I was flushing the toxins out of my system. So I managed to get the jobs done that I needed to do. But I was notably tired, and it was really worrying me because I had a really big weekend. I had a conference on the Saturday, and on the Sunday there was an event that I'd been looking forward to for ages. Me and a couple of friends were climbing 2 big mountains. I've enjoyed hill walking for years. And part of the reason I found out that I had hypothyroidism was because my energy levels had gone down so much. This had happened after I closed my business, and so I'd had a really tough period of just being busy, working 12-hour days. So it was easy to put it all down to that, and I thought that I would get fitter as time went on. But I just wasn't getting fitter, and that's partly what alerted me to the fact that there was something not quite right. So I've been trying to build up my fitness. I still enjoy going out hill walking, but this was a really big challenge. 2 mountains, Benmore and Stobbinnen, both of them Munros, in other words, both of them more than 3,000 feet high, and a notoriously difficult climb. But it was something I'd wanted to do for ages. And I thought, I'd better do something. I can't do it if I'm going to feel dizzy and tired. So I decided to have a holiday, to have a rest from the iodine for 2 days. And that's quite a common thing to do for people who are doing this treatment protocol. That usually towards the end of a week of taking iodine, you can stop taking it, but continue to take the companion nutrients and to do the salt loading. So on the first day I took my companion nutrients, but I only did the salt loading once because I didn't want to be drinking lots of water and having to rush to the loo when I was at a conference and people were speaking. But I did it after the conference. The conference ended mid-afternoon, and then I started drinking all the water. And I did feel really good. Noticeably better than the previous day, although I did have some lower back pain, and that worried me a lot. I thought if my back starts going, I'm prone to lower back pain. I thought if that goes, tomorrow is going to be cancelled. You know, if my back went, I couldn't really walk. Luckily it didn't go, partly because I did lots of yoga exercises that day. I woke up on the Sunday and there was a big difference because my pulse rate had increased to 60 beats a minute on waking, and that is the highest I think it's been on waking. Usually when I wake up and measure my pulse rate, it's about 50 beats a minute. Sometimes it's in the low 50s, but it rarely gets a bit above 55 beats a minute. So I knew that was a good sign. Then I had my breakfast and I took my pulse again. This time it had gone up to 69 beats a minute, and that is significant for me. That's the highest it's been since I've been actually testing it. So possibly the highest it's been since I've been feeling bad. And sure enough, I felt really good during the day, really enjoyed the climb. My friends didn't have to keep waiting for me because I was just about keeping up with them. In fact, towards the end of it, I was overtaking them. And the weather was really bad. That was the downside, but even despite the relentless rain, I enjoyed every minute of it. Well, maybe not, because going down, we had a terrible time going down the steep hill in the end when it was really muddy and we were slipping all over the place. But all in all, it was a fantastic day and I felt absolutely great. Also, I had a really good sleep the night before. So I think what that shows is that overall the iodine treatment seems to be working. Yes, I felt better when I stopped taking the iodine, but that wasn't because it's the iodine making me feel bad. It's because it's the detox process that makes me feel bad. So when I stopped taking the iodine for a brief period, the detox process slowed down and I felt great. But the fact that I felt better on that day than I had done for the last year really showed to me that this treatment's working, and I just can't wait to get the detoxing process over with. Today I took the 25 milligrams of iodine again, and again the sort of dizziness and the brain fog has come back. Not too bad, I must admit. I think possibly I might have problems with my sleep again tonight. I'll probably wake up in the early hours. And then tomorrow I'll be on to 37.5 milligrams. So that's going to be quite a big change. And I will keep you posted about any unusual symptoms or how my progress goes.